All right, Bucky, we got sleeper Super Bowl squads is what we're tackling today. I think when you look at teams maybe favored to go to the Super Bowl or who people expect to be in the Super Bowl, what teams come to mind?
Usual suspects this year: New England, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Oakland Raiders. Who would have thought?
Yeah, how about that?
Oakland Raiders.
Well, let's go outside those favorites. Let's try and find some other teams to throw into the mix. And to do this, we've got a criteria in place here, Buck. We need to have a quarterback that can play at a high level. We need to have a pass rush that can get after the quarterback. You got to have some kind of an X factor with your team. So with that in mind, we've come up with 3 teams that we think are Super Bowl sleepers. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, let's start number 3 here, and let's go to the Tennessee Titans. And you start there at the quarterback position, Buck, in Marcus Mariota and what he's done. I talk about being able to play at a very high level for a clip of 3 or 4 games, which you got to do in the postseason. I think Marcus Mariota has shown he can do that, made great strides this season.
He's been terrific. This is a guy that doesn't have a red zone interception in his career, does a phenomenal job of taking what the defense has given him, and we've seen his game improve this year. Behind a stout running game, he has been able to really complement it with a play-action passing attack that has really made the Tennessee Titans dangerous. Despite having some no-names on the outside, they're finding a way to get it done. I like what I'm seeing from Tennessee.
He's got a nice tight end as well. So I think when you look at the checklist of quarterback capable of playing at a high level, let's check the box there for the Tennessee Titans. All right, next up, got to talk about the pass rush. And with Dick LeBeau and what he's done with this Titans pass rush, they come at you from a lot of different locations, and they can heat up the quarterback. You see it there on the bottom of the screen, 33 sacks, tied for 5th in the league. So they can get after the quarterback as well.
Ryan Orakpo, Derek Morgan, those guys have been able to attack off the edges, but you alluded to Dick LeBeau. His ability to aggressively come up with exotic schemes that always allow a free hitter to get a free run at the quarterback. You have to like the Tennessee Titans. They can play physical on offense. They can come after you on defense. And you talked about the hot quarterback.
Yeah, Brian Orakpo, to me, it can be that guy in the postseason that can rack up a bunch and help lead a team to a victory. So we look at quarterback check, pass rush. I think we go back to the list. Let's check that box as well. Now we get to the X factor, and my X factor for the Tennessee Titans, a guy who hasn't played a ton this year, but I think can be that guy in the postseason. That's Derrick Henry. They want to play that exotic smash mouth they talk about, Buck. The way you do that, you line up in 3 tight ends like they do against the Bears right here. Derrick Henry in the ball game in a single back. Going to make a nice vision here. He knows he's got one free man. It's Danny Trevathan. He's free in the hole, so I'm not going to try and run him over. Even though I'm a rookie, I'm going to show a little savvy here. I'm going to bounce this thing to the outside, and he ends up getting really a walk-in touchdown. DeMarco Murray has been fantastic.
Second in the league in rushing.
He's been phenomenal, but I think now you get into the postseason, you have a young guy like this that's fresh. I think Derrick Henry can be the X factor for the Tennessee Titans.
I absolutely agree with you. I like what they're able to do running the football in the playoffs, particularly in bad weather. You want to be able to run the ball. Your running game always travels. Derrick Henry can be a big-time factor for them.
All right, who we have for the next team here, Buck? Who you like?
Look, the Washington Redskins, and the reason we talk about Kirk Cousins, there are a lot of people that are up and down on Kirk Cousins, but you can't deny the numbers that he's put up. 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His passer rating is over 100. He has all the skills in this offense to really be a difference maker. I like Jamison Crowder being there. You have Sean Jackson on the outside. Pierre Garçon still shows up. Kirk Cousins is that red-hot quarterback that can lead his team on a little postseason run.
Underrated aspect of Kirk Cousins to me, he gets the ball out of his hand. He does not take sacks. He keeps them on schedule. Rob Kelly in that running game get going a little bit. Kirk Cousins, I think he's going to get paid a ton of money, and I think the Redskins, I agree with you, can check this box at the quarterback position to be a sleeper team for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the second part of the equation, we talk about the pass rush, because you have to be able to knock the quarterback down. Ryan Kerrigan and company can knock the quarterback down. They can get after it. They're doing a phenomenal job of getting there. Look, 34 sacks. I don't know if many people knew that they ranked 4th in the league in sacks, but they are dialing up the pressure. They're able to knock you around. Kerrigan, some of the other guys from the back end. How about Trent Murphy? Who thought that?
He's been excellent.
Nice combo. Preston Smith is still there and available, second-year player. They have a nice weaponry up front. They can get after you, and I think you have to worry about the Washington Redskins pass rush.
Yeah, Ryan Kerrigan ended the game for the Eagles the other day, so he's been outstanding. Check that box for the pass rush. Now you got to give me an X factor for the Skins here, Buck.
It's kind of hard to call a $75 million man an X factor, but Josh Norman is the X factor for the Redskins. We can talk about the pass rush, but at some point you're going to have to cover these talented guys on the outside. Josh Norman was paid to do that, and he's actually done it in splendid fashion. Here we see him against Terrell Pryor, little bump and run coverage, gets inside, gets his hands on the ball. These are the kind of plays that Josh Norman can deliver in the postseason. They need him to be the stud that they thought he could be when they signed him. I think in the postseason he can be that guy.
Yeah, you lock him up with a number 1 wide receiver. I like that X factor. Let's give him the check mark there as well. All right, New York Giants, Bucky. To me, I have him down as my number 1 sleeper squad. We saw they beat the Dallas Cowboys twice, and you look at the quarterback getting on a run in the Super Bowl. Well, ho-hum, this guy's done it before.
Seen him do it 2 times. He's done it 2 times, taking a team to the postseason and beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Twice been the Super Bowl MVP. You certainly have a lot of confidence in Eli Manning being able to turn it up when you need it.
We talk about quarterbacks in the postseason. I don't need the consistency over a 16-game schedule. I need somebody that can get hot for 3 games, and that's something that Eli Manning has definitely proven that he can do over a few games. He can really get it rolling, has the weapons on the outside. Let's go ahead and check that box at the quarterback position. Now we get to pass rush. I know JPP has the injury not out there, Bucky, but this team still can get after the quarterback.
They certainly can get after the quarterback. You talk about Olivier Vernon, who they paid big money to. You talk about the undrafted free agent rookie coming off the edge. There, being able to heat him up. Even Snacks Harrison gets a little bit sometimes.
Get you some snacks.
They can dial up the pressure with only 4. It allows them to play max coverage in the back end. Steve Spagnuolo has the flexibility and versatility to really adapt his schemes to the personnel. 24 sacks since week 7. You have to like what the New York Giants bring to the table.
Yeah, and then when they go on their Super Bowl runs, right, hot quarterback and a pass rush, they've had it. I think we can definitely go to the box there and check mark there next to pass rush. That leads us to our X factor for the Giants, Buck. And I'm going to go Sterling Shepard as the X factor for this football team. Another rookie. I'm going rookie here. Derrick Henry is a rookie. Now I'm going to come back with Sterling Shepard. But you see right here, you're going to have a lot of attention going to Odell Beckham Jr., but you get him in the slot. Look at the safeties pre-snap here, Buck. Look at the distance. Almost 22 yards between these guys, like the Red Sea in the middle of the field. So all he's got to do is square up the man over his nose and settle his feet for a count, and then it's a sprint. This is just like 3rd grade out at the schoolyard. Let's just sprint down the middle. He wins that race. He ends up getting a touchdown. He's going to have a lot of space to operate because of the presence of Odell Beckham Jr. I think he is the X factor for the New York Giants.
I think he is an X factor. You pointed out a nice clip, too. Split safety. They're going to double team those guys on the outside. Sterling Shepard can be a factor. But
are we going to go bonus?
Come on, man. We always have to get extra credit.
The bonus round. Nice.
Look, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team that is rarely touted as a Super Bowl contender, but I believe they have the goods. Jameis Winston is the factor that can push them over the top because he's a hot quarterback. 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, beginning to get it done. 4th most in NFL history with over 7,400 pass yards. I like what he's done. When you looked at the last 7-8 weeks, he's played at a remarkable level. Jameis Winston is someone that you have to consider one of those red-hot quarterbacks. Potentially.
And points are tough to come by in the postseason. You've got to be aggressive. He is aggressive. He'll push the ball down the field. I love this bonus pick right here. All right, what do you got for the pass rush here for the Tampa Bay?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are finally able to get after people under Mike Smith because now they have a front four that is healthy. Akeem Ayer off the edge. And then you have
we got Noah Spence in the mix.
They got
Gerald McCoy.
You have
a lot of
people
guys.
On the inside. They roll people in and out, and they can be able to really play zone behind them, come after you with 4, and knock the quarterback around. Since week 7, 21 sacks, 4th most in the National Football League.
Let's give the coverage some credit for that, too.
Coverage has been great. Yeah. Look, Vernon Hargraves, Brent Grimes in the back end. They're doing a good job. Even Alter and Werner coming up with big plays. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been outstanding. Since week 10, they're only giving up 12.8 points a game. Tough for teams to score on them, and when you can hold the opponent down and rush the passer, you certainly have an opportunity.
All right, let's check it. Let's check that box.
Put a check on them. Put a check on them.
All right, now we've got the quarterback and the pass rush. We need an X factor for the Bucs to get back to the Super Bowl, Buck. Who is it?
I'm going to go and look at the formula and the recipe that the Denver Broncos had last year. Look, their X factor was right there on that defensive front. It was Von Miller. I'm going to say that Noah Spence can do some Von Miller.
Rookie, you're with me on the rookies.
Yeah, we got to have a young player that can do it. Here we see him against the Arizona Cardinals. Upfield rush, uses his hands. What we liked about him when he came out of Eastern Kentucky, relentless, nonstop motor, can be a dominant player. You're looking for people that can create turnovers, takeaways. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are tied for the top with 25 takeaways. A lot of it has been because their pass rush has been able to force the ball to come out the quarterback's hands quick. Noah Spence is a guy that can help do that. That's why he's my X factor.
Well, there you have it, Buck. Tennessee Titans, Washington Redskins, and the Giants. And we just threw in a bonus there with the Tampa Bay Bucs. Those are 4 teams we think are sleeper Super Bowl squads. Let us know in the comments below who we missed, what teams out there you think has a chance to win a Super Bowl that we weren't thinking of.